Good morning. It is February 23, 2026. It is Monday. So today I did deadlift. Normally I do deadlift technique, but I've noticed that I feel better on Mondays, like strength-wise. So just did regular deadlift, but I was reviewing some old workout data, and I have gotten so much weaker. Even like, I don't know, like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, what I worked up to today for a single, I did like 10 pounds more than that. So I hit 225 for a single today at like 8.5 RPE. It felt actually a lot more stable than the 405. Felt like I got a lot more leg drive, so that was nice. But on the 12th of this month, I hit 435 for, I think it was like a triple at 8 RPE. So I don't know what has changed since then. Stress maybe. I just finished midterms yesterday. So I know that's been stressful. That might have also been before all the whole kids getting sick and emergency room for my wife type of deal. So I don't know if I'm still kind of recovering from all of that. But maybe it's the fact that I haven't taken like a day off, really. I mean, like, I'll take Sunday off and do yoga with family. But I still got homework and whatnot, but I don't know. Could be lots of things, I guess. Could be a little bit of a deficit. Not that I've been in a huge one or anything, because it seems like every single time I'm in a deficit, a few days later, I'm either hitting maintenance or slightly above for some occasion, which is fine. I'm still losing weight slowly. But it's sustainable, which is important. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, but did deadlift, axle bar. Like I said, worked up to 425 for a single at like 8.5 RPE. Then did 3 sets of SSB good mornings with a loose belt. Man, did that tax my core. Probably shouldn't have that much, but I like wearing loose belts on stuff like that because it just gives your muscles something to aim for, kind of, you know. Helps with the with that mind-muscle connection. But that is pretty much it. I keep saying I was gonna do cardio. I told my wife last night that I was planning on doing the assault bike this morning, but I normally don't really eat a whole lot in the mornings, and this morning I decided to have like a full-on breakfast. Just like I had egg whites, piece of toast with some jam, and bone broth with seasoning salt in it for the electrolytes. So it wasn't like anything like hearty or fatty or super hearty, I guess, but I don't know if that had something to do with, I would think that would have made things better for deadlift wise, but definitely didn't make me feel the greatest. Also been waking up with a sore throat. So I don't know. It went from being like in the 50s to below freezing within a matter of days here. So I don't know if that has something to do with it, because I thought maybe it was allergies. Now it might be a cold or something, but I don't know. There's a lot of things, but did something. That's what's important. Whew. It's still Monday, and I just got home from work, and went and got one of those cheap saunas from Costco. I know they're not like, they're whatever, but helps with the stress of everything. Been saying I need to do cardio, so I did some cardio, and that sucked. So a few things that I would change is I have a workout timer, like clock thing, cheap one I got off of Amazon, and oh, my quads. And I use that instead, next time I'll use that instead of trying to do the time on the bike, because it's an old bike, and it kept flipping between distance and time, which was super annoying because I was trying to do like Tabata or reverse Tabata, like was gonna do 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, but there's no way. I didn't even finish out after changing to 10 seconds on, 20 seconds off. So anyways, long ways to go. Oh, my quads. So that sucked, but I should probably do that, try to do that like every day, because it doesn't take long. It was like 4 minutes. Anyways, okay, bye. Good morning. It is, I don't know, February 23rd, 24th, I think. It's Tuesday. Today was bench day. Feeling weak. So it's been a few days in a row now where I've been saying that. Maybe even closer to a week. So I think it's about due for a deload. So I didn't overly push it. I just tried to stick within a pretty reasonable RPE. So about 7-ish, just under 8. If I would have hit 8, that would have been fine, but hit about 7.5. And then, what else? Drawing a blank. Oh, trying to finish off with some bicep accessories. I like to give myself like 5 minutes to record this part. So I'm already late. Should start this at like 6:10, and it's 6:16 right now. So, but that's okay. Haven't worked biceps in a while, like directly. But I thought I did reasonably well for not really doing any cheating or anything. So I switched up the grip on the rows to hit more of the bicep though. Did that reverse grip. And I used to do that more, and then I just haven't. But then I watched a YouTube video and someone recommended it, and I was like, oh yeah, I like those. So then decided to do that this morning. But yeah, it just felt overall weak. So I think the rest of the week I'm gonna do something, but I'm not gonna go as hard. I'm gonna look up some different deload strategies. Because I've heard some where they're like, keep the intensity, cut the number of sets down. I've also heard some where they're like, keep the number of sets, but cut the intensity. So, I don't know, I think I would rather keep the intensity, cut the sets, because that would give me some time back. And then I think if I just cut the weight or cut the intensity and try to keep the number of sets, I think what would end up happening for me would be I wouldn't actually cut the intensity. I would just go for like a hypertrophy thing instead. So I'd end up doing more reps at less weight and probably keeping the same intensity. But tomorrow I'm gonna do lunges again because that felt really good. I'm gonna cut the weight though and try to get the more like used to the balance. So that's it. Have a good one. Good morning. It is February 20 something. I don't actually know. 2026. It is a Thursday. Yesterday I took off. Woke up early enough, just didn't feel like it. So today I did what I did or was supposed to do yesterday, which was reverse lunges, barbell reverse lunges using a SSB. And finishing out this week as kind of a deload. So didn't go very heavy, didn't really push it, just did 3 sets at a pretty easy weight. So I worked up to 135 for, I think it was 3 sets of 6 each side. I don't know because I lost count or I forgot to count a lot of it. So I have to go back and look at the video and see for sure. But that's what my goal was. But it was easy. I mean, I didn't really get past like 5 or 6 RPE, which is nice. With that weight too, the balance is okay. So it's really, with that movement, less about the intensity and more about the balance right now for me. So just a skill that I need to work on. But once I was done with that, went over to leg extensions for a couple sets. Tried to get pretty close to failure. I think I hit failure in my second set. Got close to it my first. And then moved on to laying hamstring curls. In that, I think I hit failure both sets. Haven't done those in a long time. The hamstring curls actually, I think I've gone up in weight with those, which is nice because I haven't done them in forever. Leg extensions felt about normal. Let's see. Then did some calf raises. Did not go crazy on the calf raises because every single time I haven't done them in a long time, I destroy my calves and then I'm out for a little while because I can barely walk. So I just did 2 sets, almost to failure, very close. And my favorite variation for those is the standing single leg. I just feel like I get the best out of it, and I don't go until I can like squeeze it at the top. I've noticed that I prefer just getting the stretch and then getting at least close to parallel with the floor. You know, like the first few or whatever, obviously you can squeeze, get well above parallel to the floor, get a nice calf squeeze. But once I start getting more tired, the goal is until I can't get parallel to the floor anymore. And once I can't do that, I consider that failure. So I don't get a good squeeze towards the end, but man, do my calves hurt afterwards though. which is a good sign, I think. But yeah, started super late, ending a little bit later than I wanted to, but overall it was a really productive workout, which is nice. It's very nice. I need to do more accessories and stuff and speed up my warm-up process anyways. It's nicer when you don't have to like get to a heavier weight, like, because it's so cold out, I take extra time to warm up and then recover between the sets. And, warming up to almost, mid 300s, almost 400 pounds when dealing with an injury in the cold for squats or something like that, it just takes forever and takes a lot out. So when I'm able to go lighter like this, you just speed things up. It's super nice, but yeah, so that's it. Thanks. Good morning. It is February 27th, 2026, Friday. One of the best days of the week. Today was a overhead press day, more of a deload style though. So I do have a bit of a cold this entire week. Thought maybe it was allergies because of the weather fluctuation where I live, but nope, it's cold. So every morning I've been waking up and having to clear all my passages. Excuse me. But that's okay. Perfect time to have a deload anyways. So worked on some more secondary / accessory type stuff rather than main lifts. Just because I don't do them very often, and I need to. Just trying to build up the weak spots in my lift. So did behind the neck presses, barbell presses, and those have gone up since last time I did them, so that's a good sign. And then I did front raises, which I almost never do because of the whole, you hit your front delts enough with all the other movements, but there's a YouTuber / pro weight class strongman, Alexander Bromley, who recommends doing them. So I'm in nobody's camp. I know sometimes that type of stuff can get political, but he's got some useful stuff. I enjoy a lot of his content. But anyways, did some dumbbell front raises. He recommends like doing bro science cheater type barbell raises, which I could totally see why that would be preferred. And doing them heavy and doing some little bit of body English with them. Because I noticed it last year when I did a sandbag toss event, that it really, like, my front delts were just on fire, and it did not feel like a really good pain, but I just trained through anyways. And then the more I would hit the shoulders like that, when I would do like heavier carries, like farmer carries or even a frame carry, and I would drop the weight, like my arms would be so tense that as soon as I dropped the weight, it was like excruciating pain in my front delt area. So I don't know what it is with the carries or even heavy pulls, but there's something to having bigger front delts. I think it's probably like, people that say like big biceps help with bench press. Don't know exactly the science behind it, but one of those types of things where it's like a muscle you don't realize would help with that, and totally does. So I need to work on my front delts, just delts in general, but definitely my front because of carries and stuff. So did some of those, did some rear delt stuff, did some pull-ups. So that's it. Tomorrow I don't think I'm doing strongman anything. I'm gonna do, my wife found this like Japanese morning exercise thing that I guess a bunch of elderly folk in Japan do. They like broadcast it. So she's been asking me for the last couple weeks to do that with her. It's just some like mobility, stretching, kind of the stuff you do if you're like a factory employee, having to do like all those stretches and stuff for preventative, whatever. So that should be fun tomorrow, but then just gonna kind of take the weekend and chill. Don't have anything crazy for school due this weekend, but next weekend I do, so I'll be trying to work ahead and get all that stuff done. So, because midterms was last week and kind of caught me off guard a little bit with the stuff I had to do. So I've been looking ahead now and getting on top of it. So not that it has to do with training, but it's all the stress stuff. So it all adds. But yeah, that's it. Thanks.